Good cooperative games are few and far in between, and are considerably hard to make. And in many instances, co-op is just a side feature for extra profit, and is not the main focus of developers. And so, when I found a gem of a game that is Deep Rock Galactic, pun not intended, I fell in love with it. Deep Rock Galactic is mostly about funny dwarves, and you as a dwarf have to make a living, and so you've decided that being a miner on one of the most dangerous planets in the system, Hoxie's 4, is a good career path. And your jobs will include the likes of escort duty, point extraction, salvage missions, on-site refining, and more. Oh, also, there are bugs. Lots and lots and lots of bugs that you'll have to grind your way through in order to achieve your objective. In Deep Rock Galactic, you can choose from 4 different classes: Scout, Gunner, Engineer, and Driller. Each of those classes can play independently, which makes all of them viable and makes it entirely about your own preference. The thing that especially for me splits them apart are the utility tools, which each class has 2 of. For example, you have the Scout, which is equipped with a grappling hook as well as a flare gun. The former allows the user to be extremely mobile, and the latter leads the dark caves of Hoxie's for you and your fellow dwarves. I consider the Scout to be the most self-sustained class of all, because it can easily manage entirely on its own. And another very mobile class is the Driller. He is equipped with 2 giant mining drills, which he uses to carve his way through the caves. He is also equipped with C4 bombs, which when properly used, cause gigantic damage. We also have the Engineer, which uses his platform gun to access normally inaccessible places, as well as a defensive turret to grant cover from the nasty bugs that might attack you. And then there is the Gunner, which is equipped with a zipline deployer and shield generators, granting temporary cover. Because of the zipline's slow speed and shield's nature to stay in one place, I consider the Gunner to be the least mobile out of the 4, but he makes up for it with its high damage per target and good crowd control. Considering it all, I think I spent most of my time playing Scout and Driller because of the amazing mobility and the ability to complete objectives rather quickly. DRG also offers something that the likes of Left 4 Dead don't, and it's a sense of progression. Not only each of the classes can upgrade their equipment, they can also unlock entirely new weapons which all differ in gameplay and concept. Some of my favorites include the Hurricane guided rocket system, allowing the user to shoot out hordes of guided missiles which deal gigantic damage to groups of enemies. M1000, a powerful rifle that one-shots all smaller enemies with enough skill involved. It also has an alternative charge shot dealing even more damage. Corrosive Sludge Pump, a one-of-a-kind weapon spewing toxic puddles of corrosive goo that will eat through the enemies and with the right upgrade, destroy enemies' armor. Talking more about the mission types and the variations, every mission has the main goal and a side goal that when completed grants you a nice bonus. Missions can occur on different biomes, which there are 10 of, and every one of them has a different quirk to them. For example, Hollow Bow has these stabby vines that can just shoot you into the stratosphere, and then there's the Magma Core, a hostile volcano area filled with geysers of magma and a free-hit terrain that is a bitch to traverse through. Aside from that, each mission has a chance of having 2 modifiers that will alter the mission, like shield disruption, low oxygen, or elite enemies, as well as 2 icons specifying mission length and cave complexity. You can also set the mission to 5 tiers of difficulty, which if higher will greatly increase the payout as well as the threat that you have to oppose. Although Deep Rock Galactic only has a couple of mission types, each and every one feels like a different experience and no 2 levels will be the same, because of all the variables taken into matter, like random cave generation, different biomes, varying difficulty, mission length, and some other stuff. Aside from these standard missions, you also have the deep dives, which become available after promoting a class that reached the 25th level of experience. The deep dives are long type missions composed of 3 chapters, each at higher difficulty than the one before. The thing that makes deep dives stand out from the standard missions are that it has 2 main objectives and no side ones. For example, you have to gather Morkite and kill 2 dreadnoughts. There is also a more difficult variation called the Elite Deep Dives, which are even harder but grant a bigger paycheck. Although deep dive missions are pre-made and will be exactly the same if you play them once more, they will change weekly, which won't make them feel as repetitive. A big part of cooperative games is the player-to-player interaction, and in Deep Rock, honestly, it's bonkers. You literally have an entire battle for killing in this game, which is fucking awesome. There are also really fun touches that make the game even more fun to play and alive, like grinding on pipes like a true Tony Rock fan that gives the dwarves even more personality. Oh yeah, and also, there's a freaking bar in this game. If I can black out in a video game from drinking too much beer as a space dwarf, sign me the fuck up, that sounds awesome. You also have some special craftable beer that can be unlocked like the Blackout Stout, which one round off can send you back to bed at a moment's notice. Overall, Deep Rock Galactic is just amazing. It has so much character and fun mechanics to play with that these days only indie games can offer. There is still a lot of stuff I left out, like the overclocks for every weapon, which spices up the gameplay even further, but going into that would spoil the game for you, and most of those things you really should find out by yourselves. Give DRG a try, and I'm sure you won't be disappointed. Rock and Stone.